President Jacob Zuma will hear tomorrow whether the more than 780 corruption charges against him will be reinstated. The Supreme Court of Appeal will hand down judgment in the so-called spytapes saga after President Zuma and the National Prosecuting Authority tried to appeal the High Court ruling that the charges must be reinstated. The charges were dropped in 2009 by the prosecuting head Mkotedi Mpshe after he listened to recordings of former Scorpions boss Leonard Mc Carthy and former Prosecutions boss Bulelani Ngcuka discussing the timing of the serving of the indictment.
The appeal application was set down for 2 days, but within 3 hours, arguments were over. And now, a month later, judgment.
Our crystal ball to do so.
The swiftness, it could be argued, is due to the concessions, including that the wrong doctrine was used to drop the charges. President Jacob Zuma's counsel also conceded that, in effect, that decision was irrational. But now the president wants representation.
It is our contention that what then must happen is that the representations have to be considered by the NPA, because then they have never done so.
This while the NPA has requested that the order be direct, whether President Zuma should be prosecuted or not.
It would be helpful if the court could give a direction as to whether the judgment following MC Mang and the judgment of Haramse are not applicable here, and that the charges are, in fact, now the decision is reinstated.
But the court will have to tread carefully on the separation of power.
And what the National Director of Public Prosecution will also have to consider is whether, based on the contents of the docket, will the state still be able to prove their case against the president or not, based on the reasons provided by the defense to the state to consider their representations.
Ask your guidance.
There also remains the possibility of an application for a permanent stay. Leonard Mc Carthy, SABC News.